Hey guys, welcome to the Block Party PM. It has been such a long time since we have seen you, since we have seen each other. Ladies, how have you guys been? What's going on?
Good, busy, and good, busy.
All right, talk about it. My name is Jessica.
My name is Shanae.
And I'm China.
All right. Where do we begin? Okay, so I want to because
I wish you could look at China's face right now because she's looking like, what the hell is going on with Jessica?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
God, Jessica, how are you? You seem so nervous.
And you glowing, girl.
Nervous. I just have a lot to update you guys.
Well, I can't wait to hear it because I heard you was doing a lot of things.
Work has been crazy. I went back to work, finished season 7, the final season of Fix My Life. So I was away for such a long time, even during COVID. Like, as you know, Shanae and China, like, because of COVID, the world is shut down. It's inside, it's outside, outside, it's inside. Like, wow. There's so many precautions that you have to take now. When it comes to just trying to survive, live, and try and have a sense of normalcy. So it's just been a lot of either like working or honestly like traveling for me, because it's nice to be with family and be able to be in New York and be home, but then it's just a lot of gray and sad and darkness. So I'll fly out. Yes, during COVID, I have flown many a times. My birthday was in December, so I went to Cancun, and then more like literally just 2 days ago, I came back from Miami for a little break from just like gray, dark New York. So I'm back in actually Delaware, my parents, with sanities and stuffing my face. So it's a little fuller. That's why.
It looks good. It looks so good. I love the braid.
We love full cheeks. We love full cheeks.
Okay. What have y'all been up to? Shanae, what's going on?
Oh man. It was the same for me a little bit, but I will say, like the new boyfriend has been amazing. So he helps in the way that like
new what?
Yeah, we just wanted clarity again because she said new. I mean, it's not new to us necessarily, but how long has it been now?
Boyfriend. Well, you know what's funny is, right? Like, if you guys think about it, I feel like the pandemic speeded up like so much of everything. Like, I actually met him. We started talking in February.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there was some overlap. We were talking in February, and literally we got together kind of like April was like when it was like, all right, we doing this, So technically it's coming up almost on a year almost of knowing each other.
Wow.
But the pandemic speeded up everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy, but he literally, I have to like thank him because I also had a birthday in December, and we had all of these wonderful, amazing plans. We were going to go to Sonoma. We were going to do wine country and like all this stuff. We had booked this room at MacArthur Place, and it was just like, okay, it was going to be nice. And all of a sudden, the pandemic was like, nope, you're not doing that.
Talk about it.
Hello.
So I was in my feelings. I was upset, and he was amazing. It was like, no, we're not going to do that. So he like did this nice surprise and like decorated the spot and like filled me with gifts and like my favorite food and like crustaceans and like 1942. We got
different shot.
Right. Okay. It was like just right. But it's like because of him, I've been having such a great time. Work was a lot. I finally wrapped my last show, and I'm just ready for the new things and just ready for new things to come. But like, just to be honest, it's just been busy work and him. And I'm grateful and I'm blessed because I'm still working, but it has been a lot because working in a pandemic is like, it's a lot, But China, what about you?
I joined the 30 Club. My birthday was in October. It's been a long time coming, but I'm here. I was like, I'm 30 now. So I'm 30. I had a birthday. I was able to plan a birthday party. And I had like 25, like my friends and family. We all went. We all tested before we went. We went to Tulum. It was really fun, a little stressful, but you know, to get 25 Black people to Tulum, that's
That's
a
an
blessing.
accomplishment in and of
A
itself.
blessing and accomplishment itself.
Okay.
During COVID, and no one, you know, everyone came back negative, so that was good. No one caught it, no one brought it, so that was good.
Okay.
Hello. And I remember last time when we were doing this, we were talking about we were just talking about things that were going on. We were trying to manifest good things.
Yes.
And I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really know where I was at. I wasn't working and I had just graduated. I was like just trying to figure out life. So I got a job. Now I have 2 jobs. I work for a family, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing my therapy. So that's good. Like I'm actually, you know, doing child therapy. So that's great. I decided to apply for my doctorate at USC. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm finishing my application. It's due in February. And, you know, let me see what else. Okay. I decided to write a book. I'll tell you guys about that later, but I've been writing. I'll tell you about that later. But, and then I'm dating because remember I was single and I had a really bad breakup, but I'm dating.
How's that?
What does define dating? You know, I want to know what that means in your terms, because I feel like I know, but you know, there's a lot of people that would say like date. Like for me, I'm in a relationship with somebody right now. So I'm in a relationship. So when you say dating, are you in a relationship?
So, okay. So there's 4 stages of dating. Anyways, no, just kidding. Okay, so
relationship.
I told I told myself that I was going to practice healthy habits and healthy dating. And I met a gentleman.
Yes, can we give a yes to the gentleman? Where's the gentleman at? Okay.
Met a gentleman in March of last year. And you know, we weren't the timing was off. But he was very consistent. And he let me take my time. He let me figure out all last year, but he was very persistent, which I liked, very consistent and persistent. We love that. And we've just been dating month after month. And you know what I'm saying? And he did come to Tulum, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You know, it was nice. I went to New York. I went to see I was in New York. Jess, I don't know why to hit you up. I was in New York to visit my family. My dad is from there.
She wasn't there.
I was gonna say when.
Okay. Yeah, I was there for Christmas. Okay, I went for Christmas.
I was in Delaware for Christmas. So
okay, I went there and I hung out with my family, saw my family. He was there at the same time, so we got to hang out a little bit in New York. He's from New York.
And did he meet family?
She's in a relationship.
That's
from dating to relationship.
Wild. We're wild today. So we're just hanging out. We're doing the things in that book, the challenges book, and we're just trying to figure each other out. It's very healthy. Shanae, do you have a question?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm just curious to wonder. Like, I want to know. Do you guys go by boyfriend, girlfriend? Does that mean you know what I mean? I don't know if.
No, we're literally, we agreed to take things slow. And so we are.
Smart.
Yeah,
we're I like that.
Yeah, because I was coming from you guys know from, and people know from my past, videos, I came from a really, toxic kind of situation. And so I wanted to just be friends with someone first, get to trust them and move up the levels. So we're in a really good place where we just respect each other. So we're just respecting each other and we're dating and it's really healthy. And we're not trying to figure it out. We're just okay, you're over here because you want to hang out. You're hanging out with me because you want to be here. Let's go there. And then we'll keep going as time progresses, but it's healthy.
I love that.
Yes.
Is he in your same age group, age range, older?
He's younger than me.
Younger?
And mature.
That's why I said younger.
Super mature. I really like this guy.
Super mature.
He's definitely my favorite off of the ones that I heard about and off of the ones that I met. He has stuff together. He
Okay.
also clean, because y'all know I like a clean
Hi,
house.
Queen Honey.
Some people ain't clean.
Talk about it.
And when it comes to organization and all that, it's a good match. I'm proud. I'm happy, and I'd love to hear like somebody admitting like, oh, okay, maybe we need to just take it slow.
Yeah.
Even though I got questions because I don't know how you take it slow, and it jumps from we not gonna make it official, but we gonna go to Tulum
and Christmas, because she skipped over my question when I asked if we meet family, but
it's the spontaneous, aspect of like, well, it was like, okay, listen. And I think what I've done is I keep everybody on kind of like the same level. Like all my friends become family because I'm so close with my family. So it's like, you're going to be around, you might get to meet my grandma, but it's not because I'm like, meet my grandma. It's because you're here and my grandma's here. So it started out like that. So I don't want to be like, oh, it was like, hey, meet the family. It was like right place, right time. And it's just now how frequently you see grandma now, that might be something, but it's that how he met everybody was just because he was around and my family was around. So
I love that. Well, look, I'm liking that how when we first started this, we were all we were pretty much in no relationships. We were not in good places.
Yeah.
So that manifesting that you're talking about, I totally forgot the last episode was manifesting.
Yeah. Update for you guys. I am single. So yeah.
What?
Yeah, so I'm back to the single club.
Okay.
And happily so. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Sorry to ruin. I know, like we're on this just
girl.
I think it still is something to be cheerful and happy about if you're happy.
Okay. Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes.
And there we go.
Period.
There we go. But I can't, not ask what the hell happened.
You know how they say when you split, it's like irreconcilable differences, like you just couldn't get on the same page with certain things. And this topic that I really like, we were supposed to film this months ago is long distance relationships. And that, tied into like me being away for work a lot. And that was just one of the, our differences. So, but great. We're still cool. But we're just not together. I don't think that we're a match for each other in that way. So, yeah.
I think people don't realize too, like with what you guys do, like for Shanae, like I know directly with you is like, you guys are like away from your phones. You guys are busy. Like you have to be all in. You guys can't be like, oh, I got some time to text. Like it's all in for your jobs. And so like I get that, because I joke with Shanae all the time, like when you go back to work, I don't see you, whatever. So I get it. And being long distance, I could see how that could be a lot, because you both, like, people don't realize, like when we weren't here doing this, y'all were like, as soon as you guys went back to work, I was like, y'all was gone, but it was because I knew you guys that were back to work, and like that's just how your guys' field is. So
yeah, that's a fact. But I also wanted to go back to your point when you were talking about like taking it slow. It's like things move so fast when you're like on a high horse, and even when you get to like you think you've known someone for such a long time, like just take your time. I'm one of those people that I move like a turtle, like naturally, and I always get coerced into let's just move it up because you're happy, you want it, but take your time. You're doing the right thing. Like become friends and just take your time. Like there's no rush. Like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Well, how long, Jessica, how long were you with old boy?
Until last Tuesday.
Was this
exclusive?
Wow.
Yeah,
but you've known him for how long? Because you guys were like,
I've known him since I was in high school, but we like stopped like because we lived separate lives, whatever. And then we recently reconnected last year in like December, like last winter sometime. And then we were talking like during the pandemic, as you guys know, like during the beginning. And then I went back to New York. We lived together for like 2 months, and then I went back to work and then I came back home, and and then the holidays is crazy for me. I have my mom's birthday, you have Thanksgiving, we have my birthday, my grandfather's birthday, my sister's birthday. So it's just like a lot that's going on. So even when I was back, it just made it hard to like spend time and focus on someone who wants attention. So
Yeah.
it became a lot at times. So yeah.
It's interesting because so the relationship that I'm in now, we've never really experienced long distance,
Mhm.
and that is probably my biggest fear because I just recently signed on for a gig where I'm going to be gone, that's also great news, but I'm going to be gone for like 3 months. And it's not close. He's going to have to get on the plane.
Mhm.
That's the biggest, like my biggest fear is like, is he going to be able to handle it? And like right now, he's like, I got it. It's great. It's fine. Like, I support you. And he's very supportive. But I definitely have fears of, can we do this? Because my last relationship, yeah, he was saying all of that, but he really couldn't handle it.
Mhm.
Right. Same. And so I think you guys will be fine. Like, it does put strains because, as you know, Shanae, in our field, it's 12 to 16-hour days. There's no like sugarcoating that. There's no hiding that. It's sometimes 6 days a week. You only have one day off. And on your one day, you're exhausted, but you got to do laundry. You got to go grocery shopping. You got to remember, try and get your hair done. You got to get your nails done. And then call and check in on your family to make sure that they're okay. So
Yeah.
my family is very supportive in my career. And they're like, well, someone who that's like the basis. They know that I'm away a lot. So if they can't understand just that alone, then it's going to be an issue because that's your career. Like, you've built this for 7 years now. You're not like, it's not something that you just like, okay, let me put this to the side. So,
and
yeah.
you couldn't. And I think that any person, to be honest, I feel like that's the test of a great relationship, right? Is if you can really, I feel like if you can handle and deal with what's going on with the pandemic and stay happily healthy in a relationship and go through that's amazing.
Mhm.
But two, if you can deal with being long distance, like that's a real test.
Yeah.
I think that's how you really know that person really wants to be with you or not.
Yeah. How far are you gonna? I'm sorry. How far away are you gonna be from LA? How many hours by plane?
Say it's at least it's not bad. I think it's like a 15-hour drive.
Okay.
But still, it's
it's just the distance. Yeah. But I mean, I
don't even think it's like, okay, if we're gonna talk about long distance, I think like there's so many aspects of long distance. So I think like it's not even about sometimes the distance, it's that routine. Because Shanae, I know you guys have a really strong routine of just being around each other. And so I think like just the coming home and it's like, oh, we're not eating dinner together. Like that's the thing. So like even my dating life right now is like, he is from New York, so he'll go home. He's the only child, so he'll visit his mom, whatever, and like go see her, go handle things at home. And so like we've been apart maybe like a month-ish, like while he's back home. And so like for me, I would say things like, I don't mind. I know you're handling business, blah, blah. He's really not in his phone, really not in social media person. But I'm like, just, let me get a FaceTime once a week, nothing crazy. We text pretty much throughout the day, nothing crazy. And like, he's like, oh, if I can get to it. So like, that's sometimes the issue where, cause when it's like, when you're here so much that I just want to like, for me, I just want to see your face, or I just want to, so like building those kinds of routines when they're away sometimes is the hard part, is to like keep some sort of normalcy.
I think communication is huge when it comes to being away. And sometimes it is like a little text, or it's like, for us, in the beginning, it would be like FaceTiming on my drive to work, because honey, was a drive. So, and our schedules were opposite too. Like, he worked at night and at the time, and I worked in the day. So we would be like, okay, so I'm home, you're home at 6 something. I'm waking up at 6. This is our time, our hour to, just catch up, and child, even though the show was Monday to Thursday, usually by Thursday night, I'm going to go to sleep. Like, it was an emotionally draining show. So I would ride home in silence sometimes and just like recharge, because you don't want to bring like any energy or anything from your show. Or if you speak to that person, you want them to be supportive or to bring you up, you know, and things like that. So I think that communication is also going to be key, and it's tricky, you know, because then it turns into a virtual relationship, quote unquote. So you guys have to be in agreement and understand it's one thing to be okay with it, and it's different to be in it. So as long as you guys are both willing to make the sacrifice and compromise, then you'll be fine, you know? It's not easy, but if you're both on the same page and you want it to work, you're gonna make it work. Like, that's honestly how I feel. You're gonna make it work. There's not gonna be any hems, haws, or excuses as to why something, you know, is different. Duh. But if you want to make it work, you're gonna make it work.
We had a little bit of a test of long distance where I had to go on a trip for this LA show I was doing. And literally for the trip, it was probably about a 10-hour drive because it was up north. And then I was gone for about 4 days. So that's the longest we've ever been apart, 4 days. And he was so good in the fact that, and you guys know this, I think China just described it, and Jess, you go through it too. But like literally, you don't have time to answer your phone. You don't have time for any of that. Like, and I had to realize, Shanae, I got to figure out a way like around this. So I was talking to one of my friends who, it was her birthday, and we were just getting stuff together for another friend's birthday. And she was saying, you know what you have to do that you don't do? Because she noticed it in our friend group. She's like, Shanae, you don't ever say nothing, or you just do like a little tap back. You know how you can, like on the iPhone, you put the tap back like that. Yeah. So I'm used to like, I seen it, but I can't reply, but like I seen it. So that's like, okay, cool. You know, and she's like, but sometimes you got to realize like that may seem like you don't care, you know? So she said, she gave me a good advice. She said, what you should do is respond and say, hey, I see this, but I can't answer it right now. You know, if it's something that's like, you know, going on, there's lots of texts or whatever. But what he was doing was he was staying up till at least like our call. He would hit me up at like 2 a.m. I would get off, and we would literally have conversations at that 2 a.m. time. And I thought to myself, like, dang, this man is like really, really caring in the fact that, because that's the only time that I could talk. Because by the time I'm working or whatever, it's super late. And then the drive, because in the pandemic, we're inside of, you know, vehicles. So you got to keep your mask on. So it's not like I can do all this extra stuff. And, you know, we're trying to be safe and, you know, follow COVID protocols and all this kind of stuff. So I don't want to talk in the car because then it's people and all of this kind of stuff. But he did make that effort to always be awake. And I would get there, or always answer the phone, or always communicate, and always do the good morning stuff. So you're right about that I do think that's going to help us in the long run of just like communicating with each other and saying, hey babe, what's going on? Or hey babe, how was work? You know, and doing the same thing for him. But it's a lot. It is a lot. Long distance is, I can only imagine what you went through. So, because that 4 days, I was like, ooh, this is, you know.
Yeah. Or I don't know how people who deal with it, and they're in different countries. So if to me, state to state, all right, I'm 2 hours away, not a biggie. But countries and hours and all that away, it's a lot. You know? And if you don't know what kind of job they have, so it's a lot that goes into it. But to me, the bottom line is, if you want to make it work, then you're going to make it work. There's compromising, there's sacrificing, there's communication, like there's so many different levels.
Did you guys feel like you were rocky though before you left, or
no?
It wasn't. Do you think it was really just the long distance?
The start of it was the long distance, and then it built into other things. And because we were fine, like when we're together, it was fine, you know. But it also was one of those situations where when we were great, it was amazing, but when it was bad, it was all bad. So
preaching, because that's how it be. How it be real good, real high. I don't like a lot of real high highs and real low lows. I don't do that. I like to be real consistent. At 30, I need consistency.
I heard that.
I can't take high highs and low lows. I can't.
No, me neither. Same.
Talk about it. And you know, when they go low, I go lower, and then I go high. So,
I don't think that's what Michelle said.
I don't think she changed it up like that. I don't think she.
I'm just letting you know. Y'all know.
Low.
it can be, you know.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think, China, that you think that you could do a long distance?
Not, you know what? Remember I was saying, okay, remember last time I was like, I love long distance. Remember I was saying that?
Yes.
When you like somebody and they're consistent and good and like a really genuine good person, you want to be with them. You want that energy and you need that energy and you crave that energy. And so with this particular person, I don't think I could do long distance because I don't really like we talk on the phone, but I don't like get the excitement when we're texting. Like it's good, but it's like I much
I
rather
want to see you. Yeah, that's how I am too.
person. Like a lot of his strengths are in person for me. So as far as just like he's a really like kind and like nurturing person, whether it's like bringing me tea when I'm, every morning, or like, if I'm on my period or
come on, tea every morning.
Every morning.
So every morning.
Okay.
some stuff. Anyways, but
doing to get tea everyone. Now what kind of tea is he putting stuff in the tea? What is he?
Is it honey?
It's just ginger mango tea. You know what I'm saying? A little honey.
Oh, damn, I'm sorry. That's a lot of ingredients. Because if he was doing just a little hot water on the thing, I'll say, okay.
Oh,
but if he got to get the ginger, he got to get the...
how she likes it, honey. He makes it how she likes it.
I love it. I love to hear it.
Like we're tea drinkers. So like one of his gifts for his birthday, I got him that, that like tea thing that's like it's like a instant teapot where you put everything in. It's like, so like that we have tea all the time. We're tea drinkers. But nonetheless, when you like someone and like you know that you like the energy, you want to be by them. So long distance is just like, it just doesn't feel the same. And if you don't have that same feeling, you're like, what am I doing here? And so we've talked about that, where it's like, if it was too far, we could do a month or so, or if we have something business to attend to. But if it was ever like, oh, I have to be gone for 6 months, we'd be like, okay, we got to figure this out, because it wouldn't be the same unless like if I'm gonna go there, you're gonna go there, we got to figure it out, because it just doesn't feel the same for me per se.
I have a question. Do you feel like you can still build and grow with someone even if you're miles away?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially now, they've invented so many things. Like we were looking at that. Have you seen that game, like the We Are Strangers, or like
card games?
Yeah, the card game. It's called
what is this game? I don't know this game. Y'all know I love games.
It's on Instagram. It's called like We Are Strangers or something like that. But it's like basically a card game, and it's to like, you can do like the friend one, the couple one, but it's to get to know each other, and the game can be played virtually. And just now, like we're gonna do like virtual escape rooms. There's so many things you can do virtually, and like ways you can, still get to know each other and build the bond. Because we went on several dates from March till today. Like before we even hugged, before we even kissed, it was like 7 or 8 dates in. So like you can get to know each other, but it's, it takes it's communication.
Were there sparks when the first kiss happened, because you had time to get to know each other and anticipation almost?
I did not have, like when the first date is like, I didn't have any relationship sparks. I was like, oh my God, he's going to be a great friend. Such a great friend. Like, and he was like, he says, he'll tell you I was curving him for a long time, but I wasn't. I didn't feel that first kiss. I was like, he's my friend. This is my friend. This is my friend. But his actions, like when I started seeing him, like, wow, he says he's going to be here at 6, he's here at 6. He says we're gonna have a date, and I'm like dragging. He's like, our dates today, like the consistency was like, oh, that's attractive. I'm attracted to consistency. So that was more it than like I wasn't like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
So no, I agree with you on having the games, having stuff like, because that's how we got together, was basically like we were doing that. We were doing all of these different like virtual games. We were doing all of the talking. We were doing like all of the Zoom dates and stuff. But that was because of the pandemic. So it was like, so I totally agree. I think it's all about communication and all of that.
One second. Shanae, where did you meet your boyfriend?
What was that?
Where did you meet your boyfriend?
Pardon me?
We met on an app called...
We love an app. We love an app.
It was BLK. BLK.
Okay.
And I don't even know, is that still around? I don't even know.
It is. It's around. It's around. I see them Instagram commercials.
But we did. We met on an app called BLK. But we started off, it was the same thing, almost like China's situation, where it was like, I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, and then the first kiss was like,
Present?
he's doing his thing in the other, room. But it's the same. It's like, it wasn't like a, being real. It wasn't like love at first sight. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm in love. And I always thought that was supposed to be like how things were supposed to happen. Like I always thought it was supposed to be like, okay, when you see somebody, you'll know like that's the one.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. But no, I really do think it's about, you gotta vibe a person out. You gotta feel a person out. You have to build with them. You know what I mean? Like I had to see what it was like to meet his family and be around his family. I needed him to see what it was like around my family. I've never let anyone meet my family. He was the first one. And to do that let me know, okay, all right, I must really, really care about this guy, because otherwise I would never do that. But seeing that interaction, and then also to see him be supportive within what I do, and I never had that really. It's like, okay, well, these are great things to show me that maybe this can be something that could be long lasting.
Yes. We love that.
Yeah, we
love to see it. So, okay, so what have you learned about long distance relationship? Communication,
keeping it active, even though you're not present.
Yep. Fresh and fun, compromising, because I do feel like there's going to be some type of compromising that has to come on both parts, whether it's scheduling, whether it's the travel situation, like there's going to be some type of compromising.
Not rushing. Like there's
take your time, please. Take your time.
And that's even like, let's say there's an argument. I've found like when I feel like maybe a little irritated, and I just pause and I like sit on it for a minute. I'm not like, okay, bye, I'll talk to you later. I just sit on it like, I'm a little annoyed, but let me just, I feel like it works itself out, opposed to being too abrupt. You know what I'm saying? And like having a little bit of patience with the conversation, because when you're long distance, a lot of the time you're communicating through text, and like the tone can get, you know what I'm saying, misconstrued. So I feel like having that patience, which I'm still learning, that's really important too, because when you jump the gun, sometimes a misunderstandings can happen.
I like that. Having patience too, I think should be thrown in there.
Yeah.
Being patient with the process of like, a lot of stuff is going on. Like you don't know what that person is doing on this side of the world. You don't know what that person is doing on that side of the world. So have patience and understanding, like you guys are trying to do this together, and it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be harder and it's going to be challenging, and be patient with the process for sure.
And there's no rush. Like if you're supposed to be my person, we got our whole lives. Like we don't have to rush. Even if we're dating and then we get married in a year, 2 years, 5 years, like it still should have been good from the day one till the marriage. It still should have been good because we're still spending that time with each other. So there's really no rush.
I think the good has to outweigh the bad. I think that there's gonna be, it's never gonna be perfect, but the good has to outweigh the bad. And it just can't be toxic or too much. Should be easy. Like a relationship, you shouldn't have to be, it shouldn't be a struggle. It shouldn't be hurt. You shouldn't be, it has to feel right. Like it feels right. You guys know, you'll know when you're in it. And to me, my dad always told me that the woman is the one who chooses. Like guys might propose, but the woman has to say yes. She's the one that chooses. So just make sure that you're choosing for yourself and that you're happy in whatever situation it is. There's always going to be a challenge, near, far, whatever. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
I love it. I guess we'll see how it is on my little long distance journey coming up.
Y'all will be fine. Listen, based off of what you said already, honey, he was waking up and scheduled a 2 a.m. call.
And he lets me go on their date. I'm invited.
Yes, and China has met him. I've been on several, like I have no doubts. I'm ready. I'm ready.
They love a theme. I love
it. Love a theme, honey. I love it. I'm sorry.
We actually, our last little theme was we did a Stranger Things drive-through, and it was so cute. We dressed in like 80s outfits. It was
so cute.
Y'all are so freaking, and I'm creative. Like I wouldn't even think of that. To me, the theme is like, let's get popcorn, watch a Netflix movie. together. Like,
No, you're right. Creative. Add that to the
Creative.
list. We gotta put that down.
all right. So creative, compromise, understanding, what else?
Patience.
Patience.
Don't rush. Feel what
Take
is
your time.
yes. The free, what was it was one you said free and you said keep it fresh and
Fresh and I was say you fresh and
Something,
we can't
Yeah,
do
you
fresh
said
and
fresh
funky.
something that sounded sexual that I didn't really like.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes,
fresh and
yes, yes.
freaky. She said fresh and freaky. That's
fresh
what
and free. Oh, you do gotta keep it
fresh
that.
and freaky.
Which we gotta talk about that, but we'll say that for the next episode.
Well, that's next time. That's a deeper.
'Cause
deeper
that's it's something going on with that. But okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Block Party PM. We are so happy to be back, and we can't wait to talk to you and see you and chat during our next episode. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Follow us, Block Party PM. We thank you. We love you. All right, y'all. See ya.